All right, guys, today we are talking about how you can make money or get brand deals from social media. Specifically, Instagram is what I'm going to be referring to because that's what I use primarily. I'm still new to posting on YouTube, so I don't really know the ins and outs of that. I also just got a TikTok, but I know same rules apply for TikTok as Instagram pretty much. So you can take this information and use it for whatever platform you use. But like I said, I'll be referring to Instagram mostly. So how do we get brand deals, collaboration deals, working with another company, maybe even getting paid through that company? A lot of this comes down to essentially you're advertising for that company. That's why they reach out to you and want to work with you. Because when you are posting with their apparel or their tools, gear, food, shoes, whatever it is, you are advertising for them. So I'm not going to give too many specific brand names because it really applies to like any of them. Everybody works a little differently as far as like what their commission rate is, how much they pay you, but some companies pay pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have a few brand deals where the company will pay me $500 to make one post and like 2 stories. It really is like not that much time and effort to make the content that they want. What takes the most time is getting your page to the point where people are actually reaching out to you to make a deal, right? So it's like all the work really goes into getting your Instagram to look professional in the sense that like this company is going to want to work with you. And it could look different depending on like what field you're in. Obviously, I'm in like fitness, health and wellness, so that could be a little bit different than if you're, in medical or like just food and cooking or whatever. So companies want to see that you're consistent and that you post quality content. Obviously, I feel like this is a no-brainer. Like, people are not going to want to work with you if they see that you post once a week, or maybe you go on a posting spree for a few weeks and then you drop off and you're not there anymore. It's the same with YouTube. My YouTube is not successful because I'm not consistent. I've not posted on here consistently. Nobody wants to subscribe if you're not consistent. So posting consistently is number one, but not just posting bullshit. Like, you have to post quality so that people are interested in whatever it is that you're showcasing, right? Again, the reason these brands want to work with you is because you're advertising their product, whether that means you're wearing it or you're giving a review, you're talking about it, you're using it, and whatever it is, you're mentioning their name, and people are seeing that, and those people trust you, and so they're going to buy that product, right? So you also have to build that trust with your followers, and that comes down to quality posts once again. So if you're only posting still pictures and behind a screen, people don't really get a sense of like who you are, what you do, your personality, then people are less likely to build that trust with you, because honestly, there's so many people out here doing this on social media. Why is somebody going to come to you, right? So make sure you're showing a little bit of like who you are, why you do what you do. Now, is it still going to be common that other people have like similar stories? Yeah. So the more you can get into like your story and why you do what you do, it can be tough because Instagram is so focused on the physical, right? There are people that get good brand deals with, especially like fitness apparel companies, simply because they look good. There's always going to be somebody that's in way better shape with like the ideal physique, or maybe they have like a crazy physique. Like, some people just have like wild genetics. Like, I'll use the example of like the females that are just naturally thicker in like the legs and their butt, and then they have a tiny waist, and people like to see that, you know what I mean? Like, there's definitely different trends that come and go with women's bodies especially, and if somebody is like more jacked or has a curvy physique or whatever it is, then yes, those people tend to get a lot more attention a lot quicker. So you're kind of having to like really put yourself out there against these people who maybe have a little bit of an upper hand just because, I don't know, they look really good and they take really good pictures or something. So you will see pages like that like they just are physically appealing, you know, it's like society standards, whatever. And so they might get a better brand deal with a clothing company because obviously the clothes look good on them. And that's not, I'm not going to say that's always the case. There, you know, I think brands are becoming a little more open to like working with all types of shapes and sizes and fitness levels. And I think that's great. But we all know that like we as humans are naturally drawn to like the extreme, and Instagram has gotten so extreme that you kind of have to compete with, okay, there's this extreme out here, so I know I need to stand out a little bit more. How am I going to do that? So again, putting yourself out there as my mom. It's so random. She's in her yard with her dog. Anyway, yeah, so standing out on Instagram, being yourself, being true to you, sharing your story as much as you feel comfortable with, which, I mean, it's going to be uncomfy. Like, I've been trying to get better at sharing more of my story, and my story it's a little bit wild when I start getting into, you know, my late teens, early 20s. It's not my favorite thing to talk about because it is uncomfortable, but people like to hear that. People like to know where you've been, what got you to where you are now. And people love a glow up, right? You know, they want to hear that like you didn't have that shit easy. You had to like bust your ass to get to where you are, and you went through it, because people are like, oh shit, that's relatable, or I'm going through it. If she can do it, so can I. So don't be afraid to share that stuff and get out of your comfort zone a little. I'm still working on that myself, so I am speaking to myself here too, okay? We all can work on this. Speaking on camera is weird. Talking about your story is weird. Keep doing your thing. But again, if you're not consistent and you're not posting quality content, no one's going to want to work with you. And truly, it's not just about the number of followers that you have. I do see people with low amount of followers get good deals, and it's because they post quality content. And sometimes people with less followers are actually getting more people to, you know, buy through their links and such, because they just reach people well. It doesn't mean they have a huge following, but like maybe they reach people in their hometown and they have another following on Facebook, or they work with people in person, and that's how they get people. So my point is, like, don't cling too tightly to the number of followers that you have, because quite honestly, my page has gone up and down, and like my leads and the attention that I get on my page goes up and down. There have been times where I've had little followers and I've made a lot of sales working with like a supplement company, and I do really well with commission. And then sometimes I have more followers like I do now, and I just get dead months where like no one's really interacting, people aren't buying, people aren't reaching out. And you know, sometimes that is my own fault. Maybe I'm not as consistent. But at the end of the day, my point is, it really doesn't matter the number of followers, because it's going to come down to who you're talking to. Are you hitting the topic that, you know, of the thing that you're trying to sell or whatever, and reaching those companies that you want to work with. So that kind of brings me to my next thing is, if you want to work with a company and you're not currently posting about that company, like you're not wearing their clothes or like whatever it is, using their gear, why are they going to reach out to you? Like, you'd have to be really, really big in the community and like have a big following and be really popular and like people want to work with you in order for someone to just reach out to you on their own. And that's just pretty unlikely, I find. So a lot of times you really have to stay on top of repping that brand and tagging them, making yourself known, and get them to fucking notice you, or like they're not going to want to work with you. They're not going to see you, quite honestly. It's not that you're not doing a good job or that you don't have the skills. It's quite literally that like they don't know that you exist. So you have to keep posting. And like, you know, there were brands for me in the past that like I wanted to work with, but I didn't want to take the plunge on like buying their apparel right away, because I'm like, I don't have the money, and like maybe I had to deal with another brand at the time, and it's like, well, I'm already posting with this brand, but I want to switch to, okay. My point is, the new brand isn't going to want to work with you if you're not posting in their stuff. You have to use it and wear it. And the thing with that is too, like, again, this comes down to like building trust. Nobody's going to trust you if you're not actually using the product. So I don't post and collaborate with a brand that I don't use and love. So even if I wanted to work with a new company, I would make sure that I am receiving their product and using it for some period of time, typically like at least 90 days, to know that I really like it before I'm sharing it with other people. Now, if I haven't been using it that long, but I want to share it because I'm excited about it, then I will honestly let people know, hey, this company sent me this and I'm giving it a try. So I'm going to keep you posted, but I don't have, you know, any crazy results yet. Like, there are people that will lie, and there are people that will get brand deals and get paid to write a review for something that they literally haven't even been using. And that shit pisses me off. And I know it happens because I've gotten offers and I've seen other fitness influencers on Instagram share their offers from companies. And these companies are wild because they will literally say, hey, we'll pay you, but make sure you say this. Talk about, you know, how much you like it, how good this tastes, and how it's affected, blah, blah, blah. Why? We're not gonna lie. Please don't do that. It's dishonest to the people that you're trying to build a following with. And I guarantee you, if people find out that you're phony and you're not actually using those products and your review is BS, then you're losing trust. Those people are not going to want to follow you anymore, and your whole page is going to be tainted. Like, people will remember that. I would remember that, and that's going to push me away from buying from that person or working with that person. So just be honest and like use the stuff truly, and only advertise stuff that you actually really like. And if the company's sending you something just for a review, then like give an honest review. I'll give an example. I had a company send me a little mini red light panel. It's like infrared therapy and like near light. I don't know what the other one is, but it's 2 lights that are supposed to penetrate deep into the skin. It's good for your skincare. It's good for recovery and sleep and all this stuff. There's been a lot of studies on it. The neuroscientist Andrew Huberman, he has a podcast and he talks about the use of red light therapy. Anyway, I hadn't used one very consistently before they sent me this. So I've had it for maybe 2 weeks. I've been using it every day, but I haven't been using it long enough to really say, oh my God, I love it. Does it make me feel good in the morning? Yes. And that's about the extent of what I can say. Is like, having the red light does feel really nice in the morning, but can I say it's like improved my skin or my recovery yet? I can't really say. I will say my sleep has been better, but that could be a number of factors. I'm not going to write it off as the red light because it hasn't been long enough. But that company fully reached out to me without me ever using their product, which I thought was pretty cool. That doesn't happen as often. And typically when I do get offers like that, it's not like a very reputable brand, but this was a good one. So that was really exciting. And what I'll say with that is just the more you build up your page and put yourself out there, the more you will get these random offers from better brands. And you do sometimes have to filter through the email offers from companies that are just not as good, and like pick and choose which ones you really want to work with. But these companies will see, oh, she's been very consistent with posting. I like her content. It looks like she has other people interested in buying. Like, I think I want to work with her, and they'll send an email. Now, to be honest with you, my email has been out and about within like the Instagram influencer world, I guess. And I will get email offers to like work with brands, and I don't even think they've honestly looked at my page. So I always just like read over those emails and see, is this legit? And I'll reach out. And if it's like a real person that has viewed my page and they want to collaborate, then I'll, maybe follow up on it. But if it's just a random one for like a small company and they're just looking to get anybody to like advertise their stuff to help them make money, and I don't really feel like it's a fair trade-off, then like I'm not gonna really give them my time. Think of it as like any like job. You want to make sure that it also makes sense for your time and the amount of effort that you're going to be putting in, and again, that it's something that you would actually like and use. There was a point when I started getting offers when my Instagram first started to grow where I was taking anything at all because I was like so excited, and like who doesn't like getting free stuff? But I realized I had my feet in too many different things at once, and it got kind of tough to manage, and I had all these links and discount codes, and it was like, okay, this is just overwhelming. So make sure it's brands that you actually want to work with, and you're turning down some and only saying yes to the ones that you really want to work with. So again, what is it going to take to get your page there? Let's say you only have a couple thousand followers or even a couple hundred followers. You're not posting consistently. Step one is going to be making consistent quality posts and keep it within the field of, the interest that you have in like whatever brand you want to work with. So if you want to be a Gymshark athlete and rep their brand, then make sure you're posting consistent fitness content. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be funny, it can be workouts, find whatever you enjoy, what feels good for you. And then tag them. You need to be noticed. Oops, someone's calling me. And be consistent. Be consistent. If you can post every day, great. If you can do 4 to 5 posts a week, that's manageable. I'd say if you're posting 3 times a week or less, it's probably not enough. People want to see that you're really consistent. And I will specify, it's a little different for big athletes, okay? I'm talking about people who are not professional elite athletes. You're building your own Instagram from scratch. You don't already have a following, okay? If Dani Speegle, professional elite CrossFit athlete, hops on Instagram and builds a brand new account, first of all, she's going to get followers super fast because people already know her and they're going to follow her. But even if she's not consistent, even if she just posts once a week or something, a company might still work with her because she's a freaking athlete. And so they know that she's going to wear her stuff in competitions and be out and about, and people are going to want to trust her opinion, okay? So yes, there are going to be times when you come across a page that you're like, this person isn't even consistent, but there's a reason why other companies want to work with them, and it's because they're able to share and advertise in another way, okay? So just keep in mind that if you're just, typical gym goer or whatever it is, you're just a normal person out here in the world trying to like get deals and whatever, then you need to focus a lot more on being consistent and really putting the time and effort into your posts and showing up, because people haven't already developed a relationship with you. So building that trust with your following and making sure that you're staying true to what you like and the brands that you want to work with. So over the years, I have gotten a ton of free shoes and apparel and food, like all types of random like meals and chocolates and baked goods and drinks and electrolyte beverages, and like the list goes on and on. If I had to total it all up, I've gotten thousands and thousands of dollars worth of free gear and equipment, gym equipment, row machine, and then I make money off of the collaboration deals too. So there is a lot of potential. There's a lot of money that you can make. There's a lot of gear that you can get. So obviously you don't want to be getting free shit that you don't even like. So make sure you are honest with yourself and others when you're making this stuff, and that it's something that you truly like and enjoy. The other thing that is going to be important is like showing these companies that you are serious about what you do. If you already have like a link tree in your bio that has, you know, whatever brand you work with, or maybe a link to your YouTube, just so they can see that, like, okay, she's active on here. She has a place for links and codes so that people can, like, find it. People just want to see that, like, you're taking initiative and that you know what you're doing, and they're going to be more likely to work with you if you do that. And again, it's just about being super consistent. So there's a lot that you can do with social media to make money. Now, getting paid from actual Instagram itself, I've only had like ups and downs with this because my videos don't consistently go viral. I've had a few go viral up in the, I don't know, 100,000 views, and I've had a few that have gone over millions of views, which is crazy. And I will get paid for those, but it's not every single post. So I really focus on making content that is, well, first of all, helpful to people, because at the end of the day, you can't only make content to try to get deals. Let me make sure that I'm upfront about that, because this video is specifically talking about getting collaboration deals and brand deals. But rewind it back to, those companies want to work with you because you're doing what you love and you're helping people and you're sharing quality information and whatever it is, whether it's entertainment or funny or educational. Make sure you're showing up first to build a page where people like you and want to be a part of it, and maybe you're helping people or whatever, but that's got to be first. You can't make every single post about working with a company. Do you know what I mean? Because that's going to look a little sleazy as well. So I just want to make sure, like, that we're clear on that. You can't just come out of the gate making an Instagram all about, like, I don't know, let's say like Roka sunglasses, because you really want to work with them, and every post is just like you in the glasses, like, oh my god, I love these glasses because blah blah blah. Why are people going to follow you? Nobody wants to follow you like just blabbing and being like a salesman. You know what I mean? So I just want to make sure I specify that, because I try to make a balance of like posts that are funny, posts that are helpful, some that are just entertaining, some that are educational, and then I kind of throw in like the companies that I work with, like, within the mix. Every now and then I might have one that's really focused on like a new shoe release or a new supplement release or something, but I can't make my entire page only about like selling items, because nobody wants to follow me for that. That's not enjoyable. Like, I'm not gonna follow somebody that literally only posts about selling shit unless it's the actual company themselves and I love them and I'm like, oh, let me see if they're dropping a new item or something. So just keep a balance on your page and be authentic and like do what you enjoy and help people. Don't make everything salesy. But again, these companies want to see that like you're serving some type of purpose and that people like you, and whatever that is for you. Find your niche and just be consistent. Keep putting out content. Try to make sure it's quality content. Like, I went through phases where I was just posting to post because I needed something, and it was like a last minute like throwing shit together, and those things don't typically do as well. You can find trendy reels and stuff, and like every now and then that helps just to like boost you in the algorithm. But I do find at the end of the day that if it's more personal to you, more unique, it's more about you and your story and what you do, or it's helping people, then that's gonna get more attention than just always hopping on like the next trend or the next template that pops up on Instagram. So yeah, there are applications on certain pages as well. I mean, it's gotten very popular to become an ambassador and work with companies. So what I would recommend is getting your page up to par first. Now, a lot of companies will require you to have a certain amount of followers before you can even apply to work with them. So I would start getting your page where it needs to be first. And then once you feel like, okay, this looks pretty good, I'm consistent, I've got like a variety of posts, but you can see like who I am, people can trust me, then you apply. And so it really at that point is just going to be standing out. And like, I've gotten turned down from a lot of companies, quite honestly, just because I didn't have enough posts in their gear, or it wasn't their style. Like, I wear Lululemon a lot, and I reached out to them and tried to work with them, and my page didn't meet whatever needs that they had. But I don't know, there was no real detail on that, and like, it's fine, maybe you come back to it later. But I have been working with Noble for a while now, and whatever it was, like, I fit in with like their style, their vibe. They liked what I offered, and so they actually reached out to me about doing a deal. We have like a couple different collaborations, and so you really just got to find like what company maybe has the same values as you. And you know, if there's one that you really want to work with, maybe you need to like tailor your theme of your page a little bit more to them, whatever it is. And if you feel like a company wants you to change who you are to fit their theme, then like, maybe that's not the one for you. You know what I mean? You don't want to change yourself completely just to try to get some brand deal. Like, you still want to be true to yourself. So I would just say play around with like applying. Different companies will hold like different applications at certain times of the year, so I would like keep an eye on that, because some of them don't have like an ongoing application. Like, I know Concept 2, I've worked with them, and the application comes out like once a year to take on new ambassadors, and it's very limited. They only take a few people because they give out free equipment, and then you stay up on the challenges and stuff. So at the same time, if you're gonna work with a brand and you're gonna apply, you need to look at what their requirements are, so that you know that you can actually commit to the work that they're going to ask of you. Because some of them do require a little bit more, like participating in certain challenges every month and making sure that you're sending them screenshots of the posts and whatever, and making sure you're getting enough views on the posts. So if you already know, like, I'm too busy for this one, then maybe don't take it, because if they send you something and you don't follow the requirements, you can send them their shit back. Like, they'll be like, hey, this isn't working out, you're not meeting the requirements, and like, legally you need to send us our equipment back. So make sure before saying yes that you've read through all the requirements and you know for sure that you can set aside the time to do it. And like, I've had people come up to me and say things, and I know they didn't mean it with like ill intentions or to hurt my feelings, but I've had people say things to me about like, oh, you're not even a runner, but you got to deal with Ultra, you know, running shoes. Like, you get all these free shoes and you're not even really like a runner. Like, I've been running this long and blah, blah, blah. And like, it's like, okay, it's a little hurtful, because sure, I'm not winning any big races or anything, but like, I do run. It's a part of what I do. But the reason these companies want to work with me isn't just because I'm like the best runner out here or something. It's because I know how to post. It's because I know how to advertise. It's because I show up consistently. I do a good job taking pictures in their shoes and modeling them on Instagram and getting orders on those shoes. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be the best. So if that's like in your head, if that's holding you back, like maybe you want to work with Gymshark apparel, but you're like, I'm not that strong yet, or I haven't built that much muscle, or I still want to lose 10 pounds, blah, blah, blah. All that shit is going to hold you back. So eliminate that from your thoughts right now and just start showing up and being consistent, because no one is perfect. You don't need to be an elite athlete to work with these brands. Remember that this isn't what it used to be like 20, 30 years ago, when companies would just work with like the pro athletes because they were good at their sport, and you know, they'd be on a commercial or whatever. Like, Instagram, social media, this has all changed this whole game, because now social media is like the best way to market and advertise for things. And so if companies know that you can market their shit on social media, they don't care that you're not the best. In fact, you don't need to be the best, because that's helpful to other people. People want to see that you're realistic and that what you're doing is something that they can also do. So yes, elite athletes are going to get maybe bigger deals or something. Like, I know Tom Brady is like an athlete with Noble, and I'm sure he didn't have to do anything. He didn't have to apply. I'm sure they reached out to him and he gets a ton of free shit. Yeah, because he is an actual pro athletes. So there are benefits to obviously being that much higher up in your sport, whatever, but you don't have to be at that level to just get a deal with this company and then make the most of it. And quite honestly, once you get your foot in the door, the more you do with these brands, the more they're going to want to work with you, the more opportunities are going to come. And it's all just really good practice and learning more about like advertising without being salesy and how to take good quality pictures of the items and like to throw it into your posts without being pushy and just being authentic. Like it's all a learning process. It's all a skill. Like when I first started doing it, I was not good at it. I remember a company sent me, I think it was like the Real Good, like food brand, and it was like ice creams and stuff. And I just remember taking these like awkward pictures in my living room, like holding the ice cream, and like I didn't even know what to write on the post, and they were brand new to me, so like I hadn't even been eating the ice cream. I mean, it was good, don't get me wrong, it's freaking ice cream, like it's good, but I didn't have like a real story with it. I didn't know how to make the post authentic. I didn't know how to make it like fit my page, so it kind of just was like thrown out there to the world, and people were just like, what is this? What is this? It's just you eating ice cream. What the fuck is, you know what I mean? And so finding a way to like tie it into what you do and be authentic. How do I fit this into my life? Like if I'm going to be talking about a post about ice cream and maybe it's a high protein ice cream, I talk about, you know, how reaching my protein goal for the day is important, how that helps me with my training, how it helps me with my mental health, why picking something that's a little bit healthier is like better for my mind and my body and my goals versus just going out and getting a regular ice cream cone at Baskin Robbins or whatever. Is that, I don't know. Just giving you a comparison here. People want to see how you fit these things into your life and like legitimately use them, and like what it's done for you. So, you know, unless you're an actual model and your whole Instagram is just you taking pictures of yourself and like modeling and professional photo shoots, okay, maybe that would be more fitting for like taking pictures with ice cream, but like that's not what most of us are doing. I mean, if your whole page is just you modeling, then like awesome, that's, you know, that's your thing. Model with whatever clothes and shoes. I think that's a great way to advertise if that's your gig, but that's got to be your consistent gig and people are working with you because you're a model and that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? That's not what the average person is doing. And like everybody wants to be a model on Instagram and TikTok. Like the truth is though, we're not all qualified to be doing that. I'm not saying you can't do whatever you want and follow your dreams, but I think that might take you a lot longer to get there if all you post is just pictures of yourself posing, unless you're jacked as hell, unless you're really super jacked, and then people are like, oh shit, who is this? I'm going on a tangent now, I don't even know, but you get what I'm saying. Just, you know, it's tough out here because there's so many freaking people on Instagram, man, and everybody's trying to do the same shit. So just remember that there's always going to be people that are really freaking good looking on the internet that are going to get a lot more views a lot quicker for less work because they look freaking good, right? And so if you're just a normal, average, good looking person, then you got to bring more to the table than just smiling into the camera or, you know, posing. So put some effort into putting quality content out there, be consistent, share a message. Don't use Chat GPT or whatever the heck to make all of your captions. Like, use your brain and your mind and your emotions a little bit to put something out there that like people want to read or it's helpful. Every now and then it's fine to do like a shit post that's just like, here's my life lately, and you can have a mix of that. But for the most part, like, the more you can bring to people online, the better your page is going to do. Let people get a real glimpse of like you and your life, what you do, and how you use these products. And companies will be more likely to want to work with you. And remember again that it's advertising. You're advertising for them. That's what you're doing. But They don't want you to change who you are to advertise for them, because they want to, you know, what you're already doing is working. So be yourself and mesh that with whatever it is you're trying to advertise. And these companies will be like, oh, hell yeah, we love that. It's maybe not just like every other person, or, you know, she's got her own unique style, she's reaching people, whatever. Just put the effort into finding yourself, finding what you enjoy, be authentic, be honest with people, build that trust, keep showing up, and more companies will reach out and apply. Like, you should be applying to some of them that you want to work with. Keep an eye on it, explain your story, and yeah, just don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone and just be yourself. So I feel like I'm repeating myself here a little bit, but that's really just the main things. I just want to like remind you that it is possible for you. Like, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, you can get these deals. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be, you know, a top athlete or something. Being good at your sport obviously helps, because people want to see that. Like, if you're completely new to going to the gym and you're posting videos where your form looks like shit, and people are like, what the heck are you doing? You're gonna hurt yourself. Then that's probably not the best. People aren't gonna want to work with you. So make sure you know what you're doing. Stick with something that you already know in your field, whatever it is. Maybe don't go right out of the gate trying something brand new and expect people to want to work with you. Like, you do have to have some knowledge and experience. I will say that has helped me, because I've been, oh my gosh, I've been posting on Instagram for over 10 years now. Now 11, 12 years ago, my Instagram posts were very different. It was me drinking and partying and touring with Sublime, and, you know, it's just people interested in seeing what the hell I was doing, because my life was kind of crazy. And then once I had my daughter and I was like working out during my pregnancy and I got certified as a yoga teacher, people saw like, oh my gosh, Jenna's really changing her life and taking care of herself. And they were interested in like what I was doing, and it was inspiring to people, especially people in my hometown that like knew me and knew what a train wreck I was before. And so that kind of got me started, and people were following like my little yoga workouts when my daughter was still a baby and she was crawling all over the place. And my page has changed a lot since then, but it's consistently been within the fitness world since I made those healthy changes. And then I got certified as a personal trainer, and then I was in school for exercise science, and then I got other certifications, and then I got, oh my gosh, it's been so much. And I just recently got my CrossFit L1 certificate. And so it's just been this long journey of me like learning more, getting deeper into the fitness world. But I have stayed with that in the fitness world for over 11 years now. So my point is, you don't have to have 10 years of experience, but you don't want to be a complete newbie and not be honest about it. If you are a newbie, get out there and do your thing, but let people know you're new. Let people know, hey, I'm learning, and you know, maybe you're just coming with me on this journey as I get better, and just be honest about where you're at. Because if you try to get on here and act like an expert when you actually don't have that much experience, like, people are going to see through that, and again, they're not going to build trust with you. So, you know, I'm not saying don't start because you're too new. Definitely get your foot in the door, start making the content, get on the page, but like, be honest with people if you're new. Let them know that you're learning, and people will respect that and appreciate that. And like, some of the right people, kind people, will maybe even help you, give you advice, whatever. So again, my brain is thinking more along like the fitness industry, but this could really apply to others. I mean, there's people that make meme pages and they just make funny content, right? So shit, that might even be easier than what I'm doing. I mean, you don't have to worry about your form or anything if you're just trying to be funny and just sharing your story. I mean, people go viral on here for all kinds of things that doesn't have to be fitness related, but I just know this is what I'm in, and this is what I know. This is what's worked for me. So yeah, just keep showing up and don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Be honest, and talk to other people, reach out, learn. Like, I've spent so much time just looking online at like, oh, how did this person get with this brand? Who do they work with? Let me reach out to this company. Do they have an application? Let me scroll back and look at their posts, and oh, okay, they were using hashtags. Oh, they were tagging the brand. Like, I have put a lot of time into finding out what I need to do to get myself out there, get noticed, get on certain, company pages and submit those applications and have that opportunity to work with them. So yeah, it's possible to anybody. Keep doing your thing. Don't think that just because you're not an athlete, you can't do it. Like I said, I was not like some big time athlete, and I got deals with companies, and it made some people, I guess, jealous because they've been in the sport for like most of their lives, and they're like, well, I don't get anything like that. And I'm like, well, are you posting? Well, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, this company is not going to reach out to you when they literally don't even know you exist. So you have to post and be consistent. So anyway, it's been 40 minutes. I am such a yapper, but I just got to the CrossFit gym and I'm about to do my workout for the day. So that's just something I wanted to share with you guys. Seriously, there's so many freaking opportunities out here. So many opportunities. I'm so grateful for all of the opportunities that have come to me through Instagram. It is insane. I've made so much money. I've gotten so much gear and worked with so many amazing brands. I've really met some awesome people that have like helped me through difficult times and been there for me. Like, honestly, Noble, I'm wearing my Noble shirt right now. All this shit is free. My shoes, my freaking gym bag. Like, and they sent me the gym bag just to be nice because I wanted one. I didn't even have to do anything for that. Like, you get with these brands and like they start to learn about you as a person, and you are speaking to them one-on-one, and like, I don't know, there's real people that you're working with at the end of the day. It's just not like you're just talking to a computer screen. It's just once you get your foot in the door, you can really show people who you are and what you want to do, and like build a relationship and a connection with people. And it can just be a super positive, exciting experience. It's very fulfilling, and it's like another form of like this payment for like putting this positive energy out into the world and like being there for other people. So I know people think that like content creation isn't a real job, or maybe it seems corny, whatever, but it pays the bills, honestly. And I'm sorry, but athletic clothing and stuff can get expensive, especially if you're somebody that works out a lot. I mean, sometimes I'm going through 2-3 outfits a day because I'm sweating and then working out and then running and then blah, blah, blah. So it's just very helpful is all I'm saying. And I'm super appreciative. And I just want other people to know that like these opportunities are out here for you. And I can still remember getting my first couple like brand deals. I think one of them was like the Gooder sunglasses. And oh my God, I like cried, like, holy crap. I never thought I would be one, like getting this type of attention on Instagram and have people actually give a shit about who I am and listening to my story. And then 2, having companies like send me stuff because they like who I am and they like my posts. And then I get to share this stuff with other people. And then I can offer discounts to my friends and my family. And I don't know, this makes me feel very proud. And I just appreciate the company so much that I've gotten to work with. And, as somebody that was addicted to drugs and alcohol and stuff when I was younger, and I struggled to find myself, and I didn't take care of myself, once I finally turned my life around and started taking care of myself, it's been a journey. It's been extremely hard, and I just stayed on track, and I've tried my best, and I made all these changes, and it just really feels very rewarding to feel like, wow, it's really paid off. And even though I wasn't an athlete in high school or, in my younger years, but I've changed my life, and I feel like an athlete now when these people send me gear and want to work with me and they post me on their page or whatever it is. And it's just a nice feeling. Like, I don't need to be the best. I don't need to go to the CrossFit Games or break any world records or anything like that. I mean, obviously that shit is cool. I did get to break a Maryland state record in my powerlifting meet, my one and only powerlifting meet. So that stuff feels nice. But my point is, like, getting to work with these companies and having them like send me stuff, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like a legit little athlete getting these items and deals. Like, it makes me feel really proud of how far I've come, because me at 18 or 19 would have never even dreamt that something like this was possible, that I would be having these experiences and things. So anyway, I just want everybody to get a chance to experience this and have that, like, just reassurance or like confirmation that you are good enough and that like people like what you do. And it's like, it took me a long time to get here. Like I said, it's like 11 years of posting consistently, but like that was also because Instagram wasn't even that big. Like, all this stuff I feel like is still relatively new. So I feel like even if you're brand new to this now, you could get out there and start making money and get deals pretty quickly just because of how popular it is now. But my point is, like, it pays off and it's very rewarding and satisfying. And it's like, it just feels like it all kind of comes full circle. Like, you get to help other people and these companies help you and people help you. And then you get to help more people because now you're making better money in order to help people. And it just bop, 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 bop. It just keeps going. It's crazy. So get out there and do it. Don't hold yourself back. Don't overthink it. There are plenty of opportunities out there for you. Tell yourself you're open to receiving those opportunities and be grateful for them before they even happen, and just keep putting in the effort and the work and be yourself and keep showing up. So I know I've repeated it. Hopefully you have it in your head right now, by now, but repetition is helpful. I feel like I have to hear things over and over and over to like get it to stick. And so yeah, take care of yourselves and keep showing up. And if you have any questions, let me know. As always, I appreciate you guys. See ya.